What does it feel like to belong? It's working hard and working together. It's being greeted with a smile and thanked for showing up. It's having a team who has your back and offers a hand when you need it. It's being seen, heard, and valued for who you are. It's simple. Inclusion is cool.
When I was 8 years old, I switched schools and I panicked. I realized I was being ripped away from my friends, my teachers, my community, and dropped into an entirely new building. I didn't even know where the bathroom was. I showed up on that first day and saw 3 girls who were already close friends: Grace, Sarah, and Emma. I was the outsider, but something cool happened. They invited me to play with them at recess. They wanted me to be their friend. They made me feel like I belonged. I was new, I was different, and what made me the most different from them is that I am able-bodied and neurotypical. Grace has DeGeorge's syndrome, Emma has Down syndrome, and Sarah had a stroke when she was 1. We fell in love with each other. And it didn't matter that I walked a little different than them or they talked a little different than me. What mattered is Grace and I loved to dance, and Sarah loved to sit in the front row of every single one of our dance recitals. 18 years later, we are still best friends today. Growing up with these girls, I learned so much about inclusion, not how to stay ADA compliant, but how to play together at recess. As we grew older, I started to see the difference in our futures. My future was college, picking a major, studying abroad, getting a job. But this wasn't the future for my friends. 80% of adults with disabilities are unemployed. One of my friends, Emma, she got a job working at a local grocery store. I was chatting with her one day and I said, Emma, I'm just really proud of you. You have a job while you're in high school. You've had this job for multiple years now. Just kudos to you, Emma. She said, thanks, but all they let me do is clean bathrooms. I realized that even the adults with disabilities who are getting jobs are not necessarily getting meaningful work, dignified work, choice in their work, and this is something everyone deserves. As leaders, is it our job to give people tasks, or is it our responsibility to inspire purpose? Emma's experience showed the hard reality about a lot of workplaces, the gap between employment and empowerment. Now I know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But Emma's experience showed that the current system of disability employment is broken. The current results that are creating jobs for people and all they're allowed to do is clean bathrooms isn't good enough. I wanted something better for Emma. I realized change could start with me. Why not now, and why not me? I was sitting at lunch one day, my freshman year of college, and I said, I would love to start a coffee shop that employed people with disabilities. Michael, who was some guy I had just met, said, well, that's cool. I'll help. Emma and Grace were in, Michael became my co-founder, and all of a sudden, we had a team. Together, we built 321 Coffee, a specialty coffee company and roaster built on belonging. 8 years later, we have 50 employees, 5 locations, and we have roasted hundreds of thousands of pounds of coffee. We wholesale to hundreds of businesses. Thank you. We wholesale to hundreds of businesses. We have earned placement in 500 grocery stores, and we have grown a wait list. Ryan got the stat wrong. It has over 700 people who want to work at 321 Coffee. That's unheard of. Together, we have built a place for everyone, our team and our community, to feel that they belong. And I've seen the value of what happens when you get this right. We start with belief. One of our barista's moms noticed her daughter was working in the cash register one day, and the mom pulled me aside, panicked. She told me that her daughter wasn't good at math, she didn't know how to make change. She said, not only are you going to not only are you going to lose money, but you're setting her up to fail. I said, actually, she's been working as a cashier for months now, and she's done it perfectly. The mom was shocked. She started crying and said, I didn't even know she was capable of that. Her mom's one of her biggest fans. This didn't come from not thinking highly of her daughter. This came from wanting to protect her daughter, to keep her from being put in a position to fail. But when we don't give people the opportunity to fail, we don't give them the potential to grow. Leadership is about inspiring growth by believing in each person's potential. When we allow people to try new things, we give them the chance to build new skills and discover new strengths. And the results that I continue to see over and over are that when you set the bar high for someone, people don't just rise to it, they rise past it. Next, we build belonging into the system. Many businesses are built on systems and standardization. This is how we can design processes that are efficient, scalable, repeatable. But when we lean too heavy on the system, we risk missing someone who doesn't fit the mold. At 321, we are a huge believer that there is more than one way to do something, even within a system. We are constantly reimagining our operations to remove barriers and set people up for success. Let me give you an example. At our stores, we have measuring cups with lines for different ingredients. Think 8 ounces of milk for a latte, 2 ounces of water for a matcha. We noticed that some of our baristas were struggling to see the line, and they would just fill the cup all the way up. So what did our managers do? They bought smaller measuring cups. Instead of deciding that these people couldn't do the job or would require constant supervision, they reimagined the system. This minimized product waste, improved product quality, and was a huge step towards independence. Accessibility doesn't have to be complicated. Small tweaks can make a big impact. Creative problem solving started becoming our norm, and then people started creating solutions for themselves. So I'd like to introduce you to Erin. So Erin has a lot of energy. No one's a stranger to Erin, and everyone is a best friend. But here's what impresses me most about you, friend. You are so creative in how you communicate. So when Erin takes an order, instead of verbally asking someone, would you like that hot or cold, Erin holds up a hot cup and a cold cup. Same with for here and to go. It's brilliant. It's a solution, and Erin, it's your idea. Erin's got all kinds of these solutions, and here's my favorite part. One day, I say to him, Erin, how do you come up with this stuff? Do you remember what you said? You said, he looks at me point blank, chin up, and says, 'cause I'm smart? Erin, you are smart. Belonging doesn't happen by accident. It's designed. And when systems are built with people in mind, then everyone can thrive. Next, we leave space for vulnerability and human connection. Imagine you walk into a coffee shop and you are immediately greeted with, hi, welcome. Who's your cartoon crush? What's your favorite boy band? Oh, do you know the show Hey Arnold? Pretty unexpected, pretty harmless. Now, imagine the next question is, I have autism. What's your disability? One of our baristas, Cameron, asked a customer this series of questions, and I could see that customer freeze. She didn't know what to say. She didn't want to say anything disrespectful, so she just stood there. I could see her visibly exhale and say, you know, I'm not very good at math. Cameron said, well, I'm great at math, and if you were born in 1970, then you just turned 55. It was beautiful. Cameron showed us all that when you are vulnerable and authentic to who you are, you experience people in a more meaningful and genuine way. Instead of forcing people to deliver a script and say, hi, have you dined with us before? Leave space for vulnerability and human connection. Now, I challenge you to ask yourself, why haven't you hired someone with a disability? Do you think they can't do the job? Do you think it'll take too long to train them? Do you think they don't want to work? Or maybe you just don't know where to start. Well, let me tell you what I've seen. I have seen a hardworking and capable group of people. I have seen a strong and people-focused culture. I've seen loyalty. When you invest in them, they invest in you. And we see 90 to 100% retention every single year. I've seen baristas who show up to 6 a.m. start times, weekend shifts, ready to work and wanting to learn. I've seen roasters who operate hundreds of thousands of dollars of commercial equipment and roast thousands of pounds of coffee every single week. I've seen that they can do it. Right, Aaron? Raise your expectations. Now, here's how. To start, in order to have people with disabilities or from any marginalized community on your team, they need to, 1, know about your company, and 2, want to work at your company. This means it starts with recruiting. Recruit from all parts of the community and find ways to meet people where they are. We circulate openings with organizations like the Special Olympics and the Autism Society. Next, to help people want to be on your team, show you care. Show you're aware. You're intentional. We are very intentional about incorporating our people, their names, their faces, their quotes, their sketches onto our packaging, our website, our social media. This helps other people see someone who looks like them, being celebrated for who they are, so that they will feel that they belong. Representation matters. And start with what you can control, like your supply chain and your employee programs. Brew 321 on your menu or in your break room. Partner with other mission-driven suppliers. Start an employee resource group that engages current employees as you work towards doing more. Show you want to walk the walk. And then think about, for a second, what is the worst case scenario? And then consider, what's the best? What's the worst case of having Dreana work at our new store on NC State University's campus? Go Pack! She cuts her hours from being a full-time to a part-time barista. Why? Because of the best case. She felt that she belonged on campus as more than just an employee, but as a student. She applied and was one of the first people accepted to NC State's new Elevate program. Y'all, Dre just moved into her new dorm room and is now a full-time student, a part-time barista. She's skipping class to be here today. Dre, I'm so proud of you. You're welcome. You? Yeah, you. So what's the worst case of having Aaron on our team? a security incident with the First Lady of the United States? Yeah, that happened. But what's the best case? Aaron works a coffee cart event for the midnight arrival of Air Force One. He hugs First Lady Jill Biden. The Secret Service doesn't like that. But Jill gets a really good hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst case of having Sam and Sophie on our team? Well, we get two baristas who are a little distracted at work. Sam, can you stand up? People, give it up for the best case. Sam and Sophie met at 3, 2, 1. They just celebrated their first year of being married. Sam, congratulations. Believe in the best case. 321 Coffee didn't start with a business plan. It started with a friendship, a recess invitation, a lunch conversation, a belief that everyone deserves to belong. And today, it serves as proof that when you design for belonging, you don't just change lives. You build something where everyone wins. So I don't know if you heard, but our team's here today. Serving coffee, so come by and experience it for yourself. See how we give the red carpet experience so that everyone feels like they belong. I leave you with this. Belonging isn't a checkbox, it's a choice. And it starts with you. Why not now, and why not you? Thank you.